I wanted to show you what it looks like if you are attending Creativation for the first time. First you walk around the convention center about 3 times to figure out where to go in, even though it's clearly marked. And it's huge. There's several buildings. So anyway, once you figure that out, then you come in and you go to the registration area, which is clearly marked if you're a member, if you're a non-member, if you're an exhibitor. And the little helpful man out here earlier said that we could go to the express registration because I printed out my email confirmation, and you can just stick it under the little reader thing, and then it prints out your badges, which you have to call your stinking badges. So that was super simple. And then we got goodie bags full of goodies and maps. So let's walk around this area a little bit. Don't film my butt. Easy to register. Everybody's really helpful. And okay, did you notice I have a microphone now? See, we've got microphones, and then me and Jason have these little earpieces so we can talk to each other. And when we were walking around downtown, we were pretending like we were Secret Service, because I think we look like Secret Service. People might mistake us. And he's rolling his eyes at me. That means keep walking. Okay, now this is where you go up to an area that we called the Pig People, and I'll show you what the Pig People are. It will make sense. And there's also a little food court up here that we ate at last year, and it was decent. It's kind of pricey, but let's go up and I'll show you where that is. The exhibit hall's down here. We'll do that in a minute. All around the convention center are the different classrooms where they have the seminars and the workshops, and some of them are kind of business building in nature, and then some of them are hands-on crafty classes that the designers can take. Something for everyone. Okay, that was so cool. Jason just talked to me in my ear. I could hear him, but I don't think y'all can. And these are what we called the Pig People. It's just this little sculpture, and then there's these people playing in the sand like it's water, and then there's pigs. It makes no sense. What is that? I don't even know. Anyway, this was our landmark to remember. Javelinas? Is that the same as a pig? Okay. This just in, those are javelinas, not pigs. I don't know. Okay, I'm sure it makes sense if you live in Arizona. Clearly, I do not. But this was our landmark last year to know that those are the elevators across there that we had to take down to the parking garage. So that's what that's all about. And then this is the food court of the Phoenix Convention Center. And it's open during meal times. I don't know if it's all the time or what. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's like between meal times or not. I just know that last year, anytime I was hungry, it was open and it was convenient. So come on. I'm so used to having to be right up in the camera's face when I film because of the microphone. I always use the internal microphone, that this is really weird for me to step away from it. I keep wanting to do this so that you can hear me. It's a learning curve. He's talking in my ear again. I guess it kind of defeats the purpose of us being able to have this private back and forth conversation in my ear if I'm constantly answering him and then sharing our private back and forth conversation. See, it's a nice little food court. During lunchtime, they really need a lot more seating than they have, but you know, it's doable. Okay, now we're gonna go inside the exhibit hall for just a sec. The vendors are still setting up, so it tends to be kind of messy and hazardous, but we'll see what we can. of the vendors ship their stuff in crates, like you see over there. And then they have 3 days, I think, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, to get unpacked and set up. And some of them, it's basically just like they open their boxes and it pops up. And then others, it's a process. But it's actually looking fairly good. It's not nearly as chaotic as it was this time last year. So let's take a cruise. At this point, you really can't even identify who's who yet. They don't have their signs out or anything. Okay, last year, you know, it was really fun. It was the last day, I guess it was Friday, late evening, and everyone throws their trash out into the aisle when they finish setting up. I scored some really cool stuff out of the trash. So yeah, I went through and found all kinds of little bits of paper and little pieces of this display or that you know, didn't make the cut. And I just got me all kinds of junk journal fodder. Note to self, remember to come back late Friday for that. Okay, this just in, the cameraman just informed me he keeps putting his pinky into the screen. So we just need a little grace for the amateur on that one. It'll be so interesting to see how different this looks when it's all set up. So let's do a landmark. This is the new exhibitor pavilion. This is the small booth areas they have set up for brand new companies who've not exhibited before. So here's what it looks like before it's done. And then Saturday we'll film again when it's up and rolling, and you can see all the work that they've done to get set up.